Taurus, there's someone who can't sleep properly thinking about you, someone whose heart aches every time your name is mentioned, someone who carries a weight on their conscience that grows heavier with each passing day. And this person isn't just anyone, it's someone who did something to you that hurt you deeply, something that at the time may have seemed insignificant to them, but that left marks on your soul that you still feel today. This person is somewhere in the world experiencing something they never imagined they would feel: genuine shame, real regret, the heavy conscience of having mistreated exactly the wrong person, because the universe has a very specific way of delivering justice, and that justice is being served right now at this very moment. And you need to know this, not to fuel revenge or resentment, but so that you can finally close this cycle, knowing that life has answered for you. What I'm about to reveal will give you the emotional closure you've been seeking for so long. It will show you exactly who this person is, why they're feeling ashamed now, and most importantly, what this means for your future. Because when the universe delivers justice in this way, it's not just about resolving the past. It's about doors opening in your present that were blocked by the heavy energy this situation left in your life. Are you ready to discover that what they did to you didn't go unpunished, and that the cosmic balance is finally tipping in your favor? The moment you read the title of this video, a specific face appeared in your mind. Maybe more than one. People who underestimated you, who didn't value what you offered, who used you and discarded you as if you were replaceable. People who hurt your trust, who abused your generosity, who trampled on your loyalty as if it had no value whatsoever. For a long time, you may have wondered why this happened. You may have questioned whether you did something wrong, whether you were too naive, whether you trusted too soon. You may have replayed conversations and moments in your head 1,000 times, looking for signs you should have seen. And the weight of this constant analysis has been a cross you bear in silence because you are a Taurus, strong, resilient, someone who doesn't want to seem weak or too hurt. But here's what you need to understand. The problem was never you. The way these people treated you says everything about their character and absolutely nothing about your worth. And now, finally, they are waking up to this reality. They are realizing the magnitude of the mistake they made. They are seeing in their own lives the emptiness that your absence created. And this realization is burning inside them like fire. For Taurus individuals born between April 20th and April 30th, the person feeling shame is someone from your professional or career circle. Someone who didn't recognize your worth when they should have. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, it's someone from a romantic relationship or deep friendship who threw away what you offered. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, it's a family member or close circle member who judged you unfairly and is now discovering they were completely wrong about you. Can you feel the weight this person carries, realizing they lost something precious they'll never get back? Taurus, let me tell you something about how the universe works. There's an invisible law that governs all human interactions. What you do to others always comes back to you. Not necessarily in the same way, not necessarily from the same person, but it always comes back. And when someone mistreats a pure-hearted person, someone who offered their best without ulterior motives, the price that person will have to pay is much higher than they imagine. The person I'm talking about isn't just feeling shame. They're experiencing something much deeper. They're living through the emptiness and pain they caused you. The universe has a perfect way of teaching through direct experience. This person is now going through situations that make them understand exactly how you felt when you were treated that way. They're being ignored in the same way they ignored you. They're being devalued as they devalued you. They're feeling the bitter taste of offering something genuine and having it thrown away. And the most interesting thing is, she knows. She knows exactly why this is happening to her. She knows it's a direct consequence of what she did to you. And no matter how much she tries to justify, rationalize, or minimize her past actions, her conscience won't let her. Every night before she goes to sleep, your image appears. Every moment of solitude, she remembers when she had you and didn't know how to appreciate you. Every time she needs someone trustworthy, she remembers how she threw away your loyalty. This is not fantasy or wishful thinking, it is spiritual reality. The energy you put into that connection, the purity of your intention, the true love you offered, all of this created an energetic imprint that is impossible to erase. And now that imprint is taking its toll on the consciousness of the person who hurt you. You may not see it happening, but it is happening, and the intensity with which it is happening is directly proportional to the intensity with which you were hurt. But here's the most important part. The shame she's feeling isn't about her deserving your forgiveness or having a chance to come back. It's about the universe energetically clearing the path so that better things can come your way. Do you know why you've been feeling heavy lately, as if something is stuck unresolved? It's because energetically you were still connected to that situation, waiting for some kind of resolution or recognition. Now that resolution is happening on the invisible planes, and soon you will feel a lightness you haven't felt in a long time. When someone deeply hurts you, an energetic cord is created between you, and while that cord exists, part of your vital energy remains trapped in that connection, unavailable for you to use in creating new and positive things in your life. The shame and regret that person is feeling now are acting like cosmic scissors, cutting that cord once and for all. And when it is completely cut, which will happen very soon, you will feel an explosion of creative energy, mental clarity, and emotional openness that will surprise you. Are you ready to finally be free from this hurt you've been carrying, even without realizing how much it weighed you down? Taurus, let me tell you something about your worth that you need to deeply internalize. When you love, you truly love. When you dedicate yourself completely. When you trust someone, you offer something extremely rare in this world, absolute loyalty and genuine presence. These qualities are so precious that most people don't have the emotional structure or maturity to receive them properly. The person who hurt you didn't have that structure. They received gold and treated it as if it were common. They received a diamond and kept it in some drawer. They received something that thousands of people would kill to have and simply didn't know how to appreciate it. And now they are paying the price for that blindness. They are living in a world where everyone around them is superficial, self-serving, disposable, exactly as they treated you. And in the midst of all this superficiality, they remember you, your depth, your authenticity, what you could have built together if they had had the wisdom to value what they had. But it didn't happen. And now it's too late. Because you, Taurus, when you close a door, you really close it. It may take a while to close, you give chances, you wait, you believe in change. But when it finally closes, there's no key that will open it again, and that person knows it, feels it. And that's why their shame is mixed with despair, because they lost something they will never find again. The shame this person feels has layers. On the surface, it's shame about what others will think if they know how they treated you. One level below, it's shame for themselves, for having been able to mistreat someone so good. But at the deepest level, the level that truly hurts, is the shame of having failed themselves, of having had something precious in their hands and having destroyed it through immaturity, selfishness, or lack of vision. And you know what else? She tries to hide this shame. She tries to act like she's okay, like she's moved on, like you're just another closed chapter. But alone, when no one is watching, the mask falls. And then comes the flood of what-ifs. What if I had acted differently? What if I had valued her while I had her? What if I'd been less proud? What if I had seen what I was losing before I lost it? These what-ifs are agonizing. They're the universe's way of making her process the gravity of what she's done. Because it's not just about losing you. It's about revealing a character flaw in herself that she can no longer ignore. She looks in the mirror and doesn't like what she sees. She sees someone capable of throwing away valuable people, someone who values the wrong things, someone who learns the most important lessons too late. For you, Taurus, this means something very powerful: validation. Not the external validation that comes from someone apologizing or admitting they were wrong, but the internal validation of knowing that the universe saw what happened, weighed it on the scales of justice, and decided in your favor. You weren't crazy. You weren't exaggerating. You weren't being overly sensitive. What they did to you was wrong, and life is making sure to make that clear. This validation will change something fundamental within you. It will heal a wound you didn't even know was open. It will free you from questions that have been echoing in the back of your mind. And most importantly, it will give you permission to move forward without carrying any guilt or doubt about what you could have done differently. Because you've already done everything right. It was the other person who chose wrong. Pay attention to the signs that this energetic cleansing is happening. You might dream about this person, but the dreams will have a tone of finality, of farewell, not of reconciliation. You might think about them out of the blue, but instead of feeling hurt or anger, you'll feel a peaceful indifference. You might even receive some kind of attempt at contact, a message, a like on an old photo, an indirect comment. But you'll realize you don't feel anything anymore. No desire to respond, no curiosity about what they want, no openness to revisit what's already over. These signs will confirm that the rope has been cut, that you are free, and that the energy that was trapped in that situation is now available to create new and wonderful things in your life. You will notice that you can think about the future with more excitement, that you have more energy to invest in projects and people that really matter, that your ability to trust, although wounded, has not been destroyed, and is wiser and more selective now. Taurus, there's something the universe wants you to understand about this whole situation. You weren't a victim. You were a teacher. This person needed to learn important lessons about value, loyalty, and consequences. And the way the universe teaches these lessons is by placing people like you in the path of immature people. You were the instrument of instruction. And now that the lesson is being learned, your work is complete. This doesn't lessen the pain you felt. It doesn't justify what they did to you. But it changes the meaning of everything. You weren't chosen to suffer. You were chosen to be the standard against which this person will measure all their future connections and always find them insufficient. You were chosen to show them what they are capable of losing when they don't value what they have. You were chosen to be the constant reminder that some opportunities don't come back, and that is the most perfect justice there is. It's not about you having to do anything, say anything, prove anything. It's simply your absence being so deeply felt, so painful, so impossible to fill, that it becomes the greatest consequence she could face. Every time she's with someone new, she compares them to you. Every time someone disappoints her, she remembers how reliable you were. Every time she feels alone, she relives the moments when she had your company and didn't know how to appreciate it. You became the ghost that haunts her future relationships. Not because you did anything wrong, but simply because you were genuine in a world of fake people. And once someone experiences the genuine and loses it, they can never again be satisfied with the fake. The shame she feels is the price of having known you and not having been able to deserve you, and that price is permanent. No matter how much time passes, no matter how many new people she meets, there will always be a part of her that knows she lost someone irreplaceable for completely avoidable reasons. And you will heal completely. You will find people who have the maturity to value you. You will create connections where your loyalty is reciprocated, your depth is appreciated, your authenticity is celebrated. And when that happens, you will look back and be grateful for having been mistreated by those who didn't deserve you, because if you hadn't been mistreated, perhaps you would have remained trapped in a limiting situation. The rude way you were pushed out was, in fact, the way out you needed, but wouldn't have had the courage to seek alone. Taurus, in the coming times, you will experience something interesting. People around you will begin to value you more, not because you have changed, but because the heavy energy that was surrounding you has been removed. You will shine in a way you didn't shine before. You will be lighter, more present, more open, and people will feel this without knowing exactly what has changed. Opportunities will arise in areas that were previously blocked. Connections that seemed impossible will become natural. Projects that were stalled will suddenly flow. Because the energy that was being drained by this unresolved situation is now fully available for you to use creatively. And the best part? You won't feel the urge to look back. You won't want to know if that person is truly sorry, if they reached out to you, if they finally understood your worth, because you'll be so focused on building your future with people who already value you, the past will become irrelevant. It will just be a story you tell when people ask how you became so selective about who you let into your life. Her shame is the closure you needed, but not the closure that comes from reconciliation or an apology. It's the closure that comes from knowing that justice has been served, that the scales have been balanced, that the universe has validated your experience and your worth. And with this closure, you are free to write completely new chapters of your life without carrying the weight of unresolved chapters from the past. One of the most powerful lessons you're learning through all of this is about reciprocity. You've always been generous, always given more than you received, always invested in people who didn't invest in you to the same extent, and that hurt you repeatedly. But now you're learning to identify real reciprocity from the start. You're developing a radar that detects who has the capacity to reciprocate what you offer and who will only drain your energy without giving anything back. This ability to discern is a superpower you're gaining through this painful experience, and it will protect you in the future from repeating the same patterns. You will no longer accept crumbs of attention from people who should be offering you a feast. You will no longer make enormous concessions to receive minimal effort. You will no longer be loyal to those who are not loyal to you. And when you start operating with this new level of discernment, you'll attract completely different people. People who understand reciprocity, who value loyalty, who know how to recognize the rare when they find it. And these people will build with you the kind of connection you always knew was possible, but were investing in with the wrong people. The person who is feeling ashamed now will watch you flourish from afar. They will see you creating beautiful relationships, achieving important goals, shining in a way they never saw when you were together. And each of your achievements will be a subtle stab in their conscience, reminding them that they could have been part of this story, but chose to be just a chapter of painful learning. And you know the most poetic part? You won't even be thinking about her when all this happens. It won't be a conscious revenge or an effort to prove something. It will simply be you living fully, without more weight, without more shackles, without more energy being wasted on those who don't deserve it. And that will be the best kind of victory, the one where you're not even competing, just living well. Taurus, the universe is preparing you to receive much more than you've lost. The person who will enter your life will be so different from the one who left that you'll wonder how you managed to accept so little for so long. And when that happens, you'll finally understand the purpose of being mistreated. It was necessary to clear energetic and emotional space to receive what you truly deserve. If this message touched your heart deeply, it's because every word was written for you. Share in the comments just one emoji that represents how you're feeling right now. No need to explain, no need to give details. Just let the universe know you received the message. Sign up now, because what you've just discovered is only the beginning of your liberation. In upcoming content, I'll show you exactly how to harness this renewed energy, how to recognize people who truly deserve you, and how to create connections based on genuine reciprocity. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that will help you build a life where your value is always recognized. Remember, someone is ashamed of what they did to you, And that shame is cosmic justice telling you that you were always right. You were always valuable. You always deserved more. Now it's time to live as if you knew this with every cell of your body, because you deserve it.